Hey guys, Erica here from Open Sky Stories, and we are on episode 4 of something that I call From Story to Book. Basically what this is a journey of me taking a story that I have written, so a complete story, but documenting the whole journey from story to published book on a shelf. And this is my second book in a Pixie series. The first one is this one, Pixie and the Bees, and my next one is due out early 2024, and it's called Pixie and the Fox. So today we're going to be talking about plotting pages, and this is specific to children's books, to picture books, because I don't think there's necessarily the same types of thought process that go through in, say, a novel. I guess it could be for nonfiction as well, but again, for this is just my journey, so I'm sharing what I'm doing, which is another book similar to Pixie and the Bees. You can see for this one, it's fully illustrated. There's illustrations here on every page, and these just don't happen. They don't show up. It's one of those things that after I wrote the story, I realized that I actually had to make these decisions. So, and it's not easy. So I'm hopeful that by documenting this, if you are looking to also publish a children's book or a book like this, then you'll have a little bit of guidance. So the first thing that I did was, so I had my story written. It's been edited already. It actually took me much longer to edit than I anticipated, and I'm running about 2 months behind schedule, but that's okay, because now I actually have a story that I really want to share. So the first thing that I did, the first thing I did for Pixie and the Bees was I had to choose a book size, which is really, really hard. I don't have to do that this time because I am just going to do the exact same size as this, which is making my life a lot easier. However, if this is your first book, you do need to pick a book size. They don't just appear. There are certainly guidelines around it. And if you're self-publishing like I do, then you're going to want to look at the options with whatever publishing place you're going with. So I go through Ingram Sparks as my printing distribution. And so I looked on their website and looked at options, and there's so many options. So what I really did was I spent hours and hours in the library and also looking through our own books, children's books. I mean, my kids are older now, but we still have some kicking around. And I went to bookstores and looked at the children's book sections there and pulled a whole bunch out, and you will find they're all different shapes and sizes. So I was like, okay, what size do I want? What size feels really right? So I don't remember exactly why I chose this size, but I did, and it works. So for my next book, because I want them all to be the same size, even though my new book, Pixie and the Fox, is longer, it's much longer in length, but I still want the book size to be the same because, come on guys, isn't it the worst when an author has a whole bunch of books in the same series, but they're different sizes? Yeah, I am not going to be that person. So first thing I did was I cut out a whole bunch of pieces of paper the same size as Pixie and the Bees. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of these sheets. I have lots of construction paper at home, so I use that, and I will reuse the pieces because I never throw anything out till I reuse them for a craft project later. The next thing that I did was I printed out my story, obviously single-sided, not double-sided, and I cut out a whole bunch of lines. Hang on. These are like old ones, but you'll get the idea. So like for I chunked them out into different areas, and so I cut them all out. The next thing that I did was I grabbed Scotch tape because you don't want anything that's going to stick too much because probably going to be changing things around. And I cut out a bunch, and it's basically storyboarding. So I cut out where I think the lines are going to go, and then you can see on every page I have my story. And because it's Scotch tape and it's just, I can just like shuffle things around. I've already made a bunch of changes to this and I'll probably continue to make changes to it. But with children's books, the timing or the spacing is actually so important, because you want to, like, there's going to be spaces where it's natural that you're like, oh, and then you want to turn the page, right? Like little areas of suspense. You're going to want to figure out when that happens, when would be a natural space or place for you to turn the page. And mine will be illustrated again, and Brooklyn is going to do the illustrations again. Hooray! I'm so excited. I'm actually meeting with Brooklyn later this week, and we're going to talk images and illustrations. So I want to be able to show up ready with what illustrations I need. Because this one is much longer, there might not be illustrations on every single page, but on most of the pages there will be illustrations. And yeah, so you can see this is how I did it. Obviously, you could probably do this on the computer as well. I function much better with paper. I need to like actually like put it all out in front of me. I need to see it. I need to touch it. That's the way I function best. And so that's why mine is like this. If you are happy to work on a computer and you can map it all out there, power to you. That's wonderful. But this is how I need to do it. So this is my next step, guys. This is episode 4 of my journey from story to book, which is really, I mean, I've made it look probably really easy, but trust me, this takes a lot of time. And so allow yourself a lot of time because you want to get it just right. Obviously, I can still make changes, but once I give Brooklyn the pages that I want illustrations for and the text the words that are going to be around that, it's going to be harder to make the changes. So I really want to get this down before handing the project off to her, which will be very soon. So if you want to keep following, then you can follow my account at Open Sky Stories. I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, as well as my YouTube channel. You can always follow, particularly if you're on Instagram, you can follow hashtags. So you can follow my hashtag Pixie and the Fox, and the other hashtag is from story to book. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Just like comment below or send me a message, and I'm happy to chat with you more. And maybe I'll even use your question on a later episode. All right, guys, see you later.